First of all, we were all born creative people. There's nothing you can do about it. You were given that gift the very second that you stepped into this world, and you will be very creative when you leave this world. We don't hear about other people's creativity during that time because we don't get to hear their story. Once it's over here in this shape, then the transition puts them in a different shape. But you're not going to shake creativity. In everything that you do, it's always going to be there, and sometimes you're going to be laying awake in the middle of the night. Unplugged because we will always say yes to creativity, totally uncut because we all make mistakes, so turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. Man, I got to tell you, I don't believe it. I can't believe it's already Valentine's Day 2022. Instead of sitting here and complaining about it, I thought, why don't I just go and try to figure out what the origin of Valentine's Day really is? And I did not know that it's a Christian feast that honors St. Valentine. February 14th in the Western world, July 6th in the Eastern part of the world. So who was this saint dude, right? Well, he was a priest that defied the law of the land, secretly marrying couples to keep the guys from going to war. That's pretty big. That's really big. Now, it would be too easy to turn this into a daily writing instrument of, kind of exercises by creating a comparison. What have you done that has defied things in the chapters that you have written that may or might invite a day or at least an hour or two to honor your ability? Now, as much as I write using sentences to build mental structures, I do not believe that I have defied to be where I am right here, to go against the rules to be a writer, to be present and make them think that I'm being silent. So, does our present time on the planet ask for such a sharing of the soul? There's a lot of wrong in the real world. And knowing this, we should also recognize there's a lot of givers trying to help unite people and peace. But is it defying? And I'm not sure one suddenly goes out to make that an accomplishment. But what, if anything, have you defied? Did you defy your parents? Are you still defying people now? Are you going against the structures of life? Are you doing things that are right, but in other parts of the world it is very wrong? That's what St. Valentine did. He secretly married couples so that the men didn't have to go off to war. That's defying the law of the land. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Daily Mess, a chronological walk through an everyday world. I am a daily writer. I look at things like this. A Valentine's Day. Did I know the history? No. So I did some research. That's what's fun about stepping into each and every day. Every day there is something in front of you that you may not know about. But with just a little bit of effort, you can learn about it. And you can learn about yourself because you were in this moment and go, whoa, have I defied something? Have I been in a place where I did something wrong, but it was right, even though the rest of the world thought, dude, you're so gone. You're just so gone. This is The Daily Mess. In a million years, I would have never thought that this disaster artist of a dog would become such an incredible part of our chapters. Nobody knows the real story of those dogs that are trapped in a cage at a shelter. We don't know how they think. We don't know how they even got there and who dropped them off. We don't know how many dogs that they have fought with just to own a little bit of space. Or if their past owners beat them. We don't know. March of 2018, our hearts were called to a shelter 2 hours away from home. I wasn't ready to go get another dog, trust me. But Lee was determined to prove that, yeah, you do. You need another dog. See, a few months earlier, I had a big mental breakdown, and she felt that I needed a dog in my life so that I could, find some strength in certainty during a time when uncertainty ruled. And then we arrived at the shelter to walk that hallway, staring into the eyes of each fuzzy child. And at the end, there she was. One dog in this huge glass cage. One dog. And we said, what gives here? Jazzy, she gets to have a day in here all by herself. She's earned it. She's really a good dog. So I took her out for a walk, which really was, she took me for a run. She was running all over the place, and I kept thinking to myself, get out of here, dude. This is not right. This is not right. And what happened is that my wife kept going, it is right. And this is the dog that we're going to get. I mean, strong, just unbelievably strong. I thought I had a firm martial arts grip with my feet, with my hands and everything like that. No, and what I mean by feet is like a front stance, something where I can stand firm. Not with Jazzy. And so we took her home. And what we didn't know was that we were her third home in 1 week. That means 2 people before us brought her back. Didn't know that. Our first night away from Jazz, and we came home, and the house was completely destroyed. And that's when she earned the name Disaster Artist. Here's the thing. I knew in that moment that Jazzy was in the right place, because it became my goal, my mission, my calling. I was going to understand this dog. And whatever was moving through her, I was going to learn about it. Because I believe that we share the same thing, the same energy. That learning through her, I would learn about me. And the bond that we have shared for the past 4 years has been something that has grown in such a vivid way that we've learned about each other. And there are times that we can just look at each other with a glance and know exactly what the other is thinking. Oh, those dogs in the shelter. We've rescued 9 in our years together, 29 in total. If you don't give up, the gift on the other side is something that even words on a page can't explain. You will learn more about you through how a dog travels with you, even a cat, even a bird. Ernie, my blue crown conure, is a very, very loud bird. So to the point to where, it's like when he screeches, it goes straight through your soul, hits a mountain 25 miles away, and comes back through your soul and reaches him. It's that loud. So I'm using the same technique with him as I did with Jazzy, and that is I'm learning about him. And when you learn about them, you learn a lot more about you. That's the goal today. Learn from other things around you to learn about you. I'm Arroe, and that's the Daily Mess.